Hello and welcome to Ozscalemodeling, and welcome to part 6 of the Russian Navy Varyag Trumpeter 1350 scale build. And as you can see in this, we've finally got the deck all glued down, both halves, and all the little bits of grey pieces I needed to touch up have all been done. And it's just a matter now of, I've just got that on an angle there so it doesn't get any glare. It's just a matter now of going back in the instructions and placing everything on the deck that we've got, all the bits and pieces. This section we did in the last video, so the anchor chain is all on there. The gun at the front's there, the water brakes there, that's all done. So we're just moving down, looks like, to, there's some sections on here that'll go on next. So most of all the bits and pieces are painted and ready to go on. There will be some structures that will need some railings put on. Whether I do that when they're on the ship or before I put them on the ship, I'll figure that out, whichever way is going to be easiest. So yeah, let me just check. So I'll just start by putting in some of these things. Also, I've from an older kit or another kit, I've found some life buoys there. There's some fire extinguishers, there's some fire extinguisher hose reels. I think these came from my Kitty Hawk model, but there are spots on here where they've got some molded in parts of this that I can replace, but just to put those around in a few key spots would be handy as well. So I'll go ahead and I'll start putting on some of these. Like there's pieces like this that are ready just to drop in place like this and just build it up as we go. So we'll come back momentarily each time as I put together each stage and watch this thing come together. Okay, back shortly. Okay, welcome back. And it's coming along quite well. Putting all the parts on the stern of the ship here. Now I'll throw a photo up and we get a clearer look. I've managed to put some of my photo etch ladders on there instead of using the plastic bits that look a bit better. There's also some fire extinguisher I put down in the corner there. Also one on the other side. Life buoy there as well. Yeah, it's looking nice. Pieces going down well. There are a couple of bits that were still on the sprue that I just painted on the sprue, and then I added them on there. And that went down no problem at all. Just put those two on there, and now I'm moving up here. There's a couple of bits to go on here, and then we've got the missile launchers on here. Now they're a bit trickier because these need to be painted. As you can see, they're the right color, but the I don't know what you call those, but they open up the lid, the tops on them. They have to be grey, so I'll have to hand paint them very carefully. And it might be easy to do that before I put them on the ship. There's also a rack or something to go in the center of there. So yeah, it's coming up well. I'll keep moving up along the deck as the instructions is showing and adding the pieces. There's a little bit there that's, you can see there's a bit there that I just painted that's grey that sticks off the side of the deck there. There's a couple of guns, looks like a couple of guns in there that will sit on that. So alright, so we're back shortly and we'll have a look at probably when I've got these on, because they should look pretty good when they're sitting there, these missile launchers from under the deck. Okay, I'm back in a sec. Okay, welcome back. So I've got my little pieces on here. There's a couple of guns on either side, a couple of little gangways there. I don't know whether that's walking the plank or what they do there. These are on and painted up. I painted them before I put them on. It was much easier. So all the missile launches from below deck are done. I think that looks really good. And now it's just a matter of moving along to where are we at? Got to move a couple of pages because we've already put most of the parts together. We were on page, what was that? Page 6. And we're going past page 7, page 8 and 9, page 10, page 11. Okay, so there's some bits of superstructure that need to be put together before they can go on the deck. And they don't go on the deck until page 13. Or it starts at page 12 and goes on to 13. What I'll do now is I will just go over the page and we'll put the final bits of this on here and make this all one piece. And we have all of that. Move this aside for a moment. Most of that is here. So we need to put the pyramid piece on there, the roof of the bridge, and possibly the sides on. Not sure about the sides. Oh yes, and the sides are over the page, so those sides will go on. Okay, so I'll start work on that. I just noticed that over the page, like once I put that bit on the top, and that's pretty much it. Go over the page, there's lots of small bits of fittings to go. There's a ton of them there. There's some of those guns that go on there that are still on the sprue. Little posts around that are still on the sprue that I'll paint as I go. So let's get to that stage now, and we'll take a look at how it's starting to look. All right, we'll be back in a second once again. Okay, welcome back again. Progressed a bit further as we're about to see. Get that to look. We've got some railings all the way around that deck area there. We've got some of the radar units on. Some of those bits painted white. Some railings up on here. Put that pyramid bit on, like I was saying. That's all coming to got the guns on there. See those. Still quite a bit to go on this. Got the piece across here with the tower, the top of the antenna and that on there. We've got quite a bit to go. So at the moment I'm just I've got another platform to go on under next to that one there. It's a little bit lower, and I've just painted that here, as you can see, and I'm just also measured and got the railings ready for that. So they're quite small, but they're all ready and sized up. So the railing will go on. I know that's not going to focus, but so that'll go on, and that covers on page 8 pretty much all of that is on. But of course that's not all page 8. Page 8 continues on down here, which I haven't even started yet. Oh, I've done a few bits, but a lot of this has not been done. I mean, so like this front door, which is some radar unit, I don't know why they call it a front door. That's made up. The kite screech, whatever that is, that goes on, that's made up. So the individual parts are made up. It's just a matter of placing them on. And that's it. There's the little AK guns. A couple of those going down the decks, the ones that look like the Daleks. Yeah, so all right, I'll continue on and have this looking pretty much complete by the time we come back and have a look next. Okay, for you in a couple of seconds. For me, it'll be the next day because it's getting late in the afternoon here, and yeah, enough's enough. Okay, back shortly. Okay, hello, welcome back. So we've got the bridge area completely done here. I'll put a couple of photos so you can see down the bottom, because they'll show better than I can get with this camera to focus, like it doesn't want to. Everything come up really nice on here. Just if you're building this kit, those two little spots where that looks like a water barrier is down on the top there, it has two holes drilled there, but they don't exist, so you just have to trim the bottoms off that so it'll fit on there. There was something else too. So there's a clear version of these two little pieces with the lights on them at the top of the tower there. You can see there's a red one there. And then we've got over the other side, there's a green one. Now, they're labeled as parts 29, E29 on the clear sprue. Well, the E sprue only goes up to 25. There's no such thing as anything after 29, after 25. So what they are is actually E20. So if you start searching around and wondering why they don't exist, that's why. Now you have the option of using photo etch that's included, which is what I did. So I've got photo etch pieces there. And what I did was I cut the tops of the clear pieces off and put them on top of the photo etch so I can use those for the lights, because then if you just use the photo etch as they recommend, then you've got no way of having those nice looking lights on there as well. See that there. Okay, so just something to be aware of. So now what I'll do is I'll move that away, and now I have to move on to the funnel smokestack, which I'm looking forward to because I'm sure this is going to look really cool. Quite a unique way this all looks when it's put together. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting this together, and we'll come back and have a look at the progress as it goes along. All right, back shortly. Cheers. Okay, hello, welcome back again. So I thought I'd show you where we're at building up the smokestacks here. So as you can see, the center piece is in there. We've got the two sides on. It's all taking shape now. A couple of little balconies put on the edge of there. Now, I looked at this. There's no railings around here, but there is around here. So I will be putting some railings on there. I will double check on that, but I'm pretty sure there's no railing on that. Then I had to paint some pieces. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces that go on the corners here. So I had to paint those up. And also these white radar, I don't know what they're called, but there's plenty of those which need to go onto the sides of here. They also go on the sides of this, which is another sort of a pyramid piece there. And then this major radar will sit up on the top of that. And well, then that completes. That should be the finish of that then. And then it's a matter of going on to work on the actual crane. So the crane needs to be put on, as well as the base of the crane, which goes on the top of here. The crane sort of goes between that slot there. So, coming on well, and I'll just keep on going now and get these all put together, and we'll come back and have a look when it's complete. Okay, back shortly. Okay, welcome back again. And now we have the smokestack and this mast completed here. So, yeah. Put quite a bit of railing around that I checked up on and realised I needed to put that there. I think that's looking not too bad. So what I'll do now is put that aside, and the next thing to work on will be the crane and the base of the crane structure that it's sitting on. So yeah, it's favorite part is putting these things together and seeing them taking shape. Everything went on exceptionally well. No problems with any of the fittings. I'm really glad that I've done the railings, given that extra bit of detail that really makes a difference. But it's been a really good fit. Everything so far has been quite good. All right, so I will continue on and we'll come back and have a look at how this crane is going to progress. Okay, back shortly. Okay, hello, welcome back again. So, like I said, we're going to work on the crane here. I've just glued it in place on top of there where it belongs. And I've just got the angles correct because I'll bring this over, needs to sit in between the two stacks there. So when it's on the deck, it's going to be like that. So that's just, the glue's just drying on that. Anyway, now what I'm using is some Easy Line. Great stuff, this. To do the line work on the crane. So we've got some little pulley system on the back here. Get that a bit closer and have a look. Okay, so we'll have, so I'll run some Easy Line across here, maybe 2 or 3 lines across, and then one up to where the hook is, just give it a bit more realistic. Also on the top of this, there's a little piece to go in there. I don't know what it is, an aerial of some sort. And then there's a lifeboat on there as well. So while I'm working on this, I'm going to take the lifeboat, which is here, and I'll go give that a coat of undercoat, the airbrush. And while I'm airbrushing, I figured I might as well do the props as well, and the 2 launches, get them undercoated, because we're going to get to the point where they'll have to be fitted on the deck. So I need to get some nice paint and detail. These launches are a little bit different in the way that they're going to be white, but they also have green around the outside of them. So I've just gone through some reference photos of them. The inside, I'll do some deck tan inside, but, well, actually I won't have to because they're completely covered by the top here. So there might be some sort of little bits of detail I can do on that. But as far as I'm aware, there is a green around the outside. I'll check to make sure I get that accurate. And yeah, that's about it. I'll keep going. I'll get these in undercoat, so that's all out of the way. And then after that, we've got this is already put together, except I don't think I've got the roof on that. That's the hangar bay for the helicopter. So those pieces are here. Some of them are here. I think there's the roof, and there's the hangar bay there. So it'll be a bit of gluing to do on those, and then they'll be done. And then who knows? I'm not even going to look over the page. I'm just going to keep into the order I'm in and do these little bits. Okay, so we'll be back in a second, and I'll have this little crane all rigged up. Okay. Okay, back again, and finally got the rigging done on with the Easy Line. I'll throw a couple of photos up, you'll be able to see better. But it's come up quite good, and there's also fire extinguishers, life buoy there. Put them around on the side, just a bit more detail. But it's good. So I'm going to go spray paint those lifeboats now, and and come back and start working on that helicopter hangar. Okay, back again soon. Okay, so we're back again, and now I've completed the top of the hangar bay and the section behind that. I'll throw a couple of pictures on to have a better look, but basically there she is, all the railings there. There's a couple of guns on there. Yeah, it's looking nice. So that's finished now. That goes over with our collection of superstructures and pieces to go on the ship. All we're left with now is putting some stuff, bringing out the deck and putting some stuff on it. So these superstructures are going to go down onto the deck now. Cranes going on, hangar decks going on, bridge is going to go on, and then we go into, well, the helipad's already constructed, so that'll just go straight down, and then we build a helicopter. So, but there is a slight problem, and it's not a dramatic one, but I'm running out of CA glue to the point now where I might squeeze out about 4 more drops and that's it. Now I do have other CA glue here. I do have a look. I've got my control Loctite glue, which I haven't used yet, and I've got gel control. Now the gel comes out like a paste, and it's great for doing railings and things, which I've pretty much done, although I've still got to do around the whole ship, because it's thick and you can apply it in little spots, no problem. This stuff, gel control, is not as thick, but it's still thick. Oops. But the one I really need is the precision one, because this stuff is like water and this just flows where I want it to go, and it's a lot easier to apply. So I need to go for a run down to the hardware store now and pick up some more of that. So that's the plan now, and then when I get back, we'll bring out our ship and we'll start putting some of this stuff on it. Okay, so back shortly. Okay, welcome back, and I'm back with my Loctite glue. So everything's back on track. I had the right one, precision. $8. Can't complain. All right, and this will build me. Oh, I'll get a couple of ships out of this easy. Yeah, no problem at all. This stuff goes a long way, even though I do waste a lot. Because see, what I do is I use these little pads. These are just like those little, post-it pads. So it's got all my masking I was taking off the windows of the superstructure. But I just use that. I tear off a piece when I'm finished with it. Just put a dot there and just work from that dot, and then I have my special glue picker upper dispenser tool, custom made, a bit of wire there, and I just touch that in and touch that where I want it to go. And then when this gets a bit clogged at the top, then I grab the lighter and I just burn it off. And I have had that since the first model I built, which is only last year. I can't say I've had that for the last 40 years, but I'm sure it'll be around for a lot longer. I've heard suggestions of keeping it in, using the blue in an little aluminium container or something that won't go hard so quick. Or it really depends on the temperature and the climate here to how fast this stuff sets. And sitting on a bit of paper there, it's, yeah, you've got maybe 10 minutes at the most, and then you've got to put down another drop, and you literally use 50% of what I put out, maybe even less. If anyone has any ideas of making the stuff go further, I'm all ears. I think someone mentioned something to do with wax. Those little wax candles, if you put your glue in that, it'll stay there and you can use it for longer. But anyway, all right, so it's time to continue on and make this ship look more like a ship. Back in a sec. Okay, so tidied myself up a little bit here and cleaned up the area. Got our ship back down on the bench. And now the instructions are telling us that we need to put this, the main control tower, on the ship. And it will go like this. Look at that. And I didn't even test fit it. Beautiful. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just making sure all the railings, everything's done. Do I want to put some more, anything down? No, because we've still got to put, I forgot about the missile launchers are all got to go down the side here. So there's not much detail point in putting any detail down the bottom along there where it's all going to be covered up. All right, so I'll do this off camera because I've got to be a bit careful gluing this onto what's already a painted deck. But that's okay. I've done this before. All right, so back shortly and this will be glued on. And there's also on the back here, there's a piece. I think it's this one. So this looks like some sort of a air vent. Like yeah, definitely some sort of air vent. And it goes on the back there somewhere. Well, pretty much exactly there. I think that went the wrong way around. We'll just try it because I want to make sure it's perfect fit. Yep. And it is. So that's going to go in there. All right. Back shortly and I'll have this done. Okay, welcome back again. And well, we've got the main bridge on, as you can see, but I'll bring you down for a different angle. The instructions now ask that we put on the smokestacks, which are here. The crane goes on, and then the hangar, helicopter hangar, goes on. So that's the plan. And then we move down the ship, and I'll put them on. The glue went down well on this because there's like the pieces that go along the side there. My camera just froze, so let me reorganize this. Okay, that's better. Camera decided to lock up. So putting that on was quite easy because the piece down the side there that sort of supports the missile launcher brace has an inside piece that fits on the deck, so you can just smother that. Oh look, I've locked up again. Okay, this time I won't put my finger in the frame because that seemed to bother the camera. So yeah, so now we need to put on the other three sections over there you can see, which is the smokestack, the crane, and above the hangar deck for the helicopter. What I was saying before was gluing that down was quite easy because there was a inside line around the structure making contact with the deck that you could just smother the glue on and have no problem at all placing it, and you don't have to worry about glue coming out and getting on the side of the deck. The little piece for the ventilation thing went on behind, no problem. Really good. So I'll go ahead and finish putting on these other three sections now, and we'll come back and have a look at how it's going. Okay, back shortly. Okay, so all that went on quite well. Had a bit of a problem with the helicopter hangar down here. It wasn't sitting flat at the back, but then I realized I think there is a gap under those doors where it comes out. I think that might be deliberately under there. Anyway, it's not noticeable. It's all sitting down firm. The crane went on fine. The smokestack, not a problem. All good. All I need to do now is put the helicopter pad in place. And then it's not over, because even though it says build the helicopter, which I can do at any time, if I turn over the page, we have, let me just adjust the camera back to where it usually is. 1 second. Okay, so like I was saying, just got this helicopter pad to position on the back there. But then, and then of course to build the helicopter. Then over the page, we've got more bits and pieces, so it's not over yet. We got those missile launchers to go down the side. We got the lifts for the boats to go on. We got the boats, the barges to go on there as well. Then there's a whole platform here. This platform needs to get on. There's some pieces to go on that with some more guns. Some of those Dalek looking guns are there for that. There they are. Then over the page again is putting all the stuff there on. So yeah, we've got a little bit more to do, that's for sure. Okay, so like I said, I'll put that on there now, and then we'll go over the page to the rest. But the video is getting close to the half-hour mark, a bit more, so we'll call it a time out here, and I'll say thank you for watching, and please comment below if you've got any comments, what you think of it so far, and give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, so you get notified of all the videos that come back. And if this is your first time visiting this channel, then please go back to the playlist. You can watch this whole playlist of the Russian Navy Varyag ship right through from the unboxing. The next video will be part 7, and hopefully you can all join me for that. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye for now.